There's always been something intriguing to me about the Joker. As a child, he captivated me. More than Lex Luthor, more than Darth Vader, more than any other villain in Gotham's rogue gallery. Joker was a character who seemed to be the perfect antagonist to Batman. But why? In a world of crocodile monsters, men with ice powers, superhuman strength or intelligence, how does a mere human dressed as a clown elicit the most compelling and captivating stories in pop culture? And has he always done so? I remember as a kid loving the Joker. My initial exposure to him was from Cesar Romero of the 1966 television series Batman. Although in this interpretation, he was less the pitch-perfect anarchist arch-enemy of Batman and more a curses I'll get you next time theme villain of the week. The 66 show was chock full of these types of criminals, and their intent and motive was almost always clearly defined and one-dimensional, and usually centered around robbery or revenge, but mostly robbery. And Batman served as the inevitable snag in their plan. But even then, something about the Joker stood out, something innate about his character, and his unique opposition to Batman drew my attention. And it wasn't just me. By 1989, the tone of Batman had shifted, but the obvious choice for his first silver screen foe had not. Nicholson played a much darker Joker, given a bad guy gone worse backstory. It's obvious that Tim Burton was much more interested in the origin of Joker than Batman. He even strengthened the mythological ties of the two characters by making each of their origins mutually symbiotic. Joker created Batman, Batman created Joker. What hadn't changed was Joker's intentions. He was, although arguably eccentric, a mobster. He wanted to, quote-unquote, run the city, be the big boss. And Batman was still merely an obstacle. Now, perhaps the most influential characterization of the Joker for me was Mark Hamill in the Batman animated series. While this interpretation of the Joker, for the most part, still had monetary gain as his stated primary motive, it was here where the insanely anarchistic infatuation with Batman began to present itself to me. Most of the time, getting the money seemed like an afterthought to the Joker, just a way to draw Batman out. And the real thrill was creating scenarios of impossible choices just to see what Batman would do. After two good Batman movies, one great animated series, and a box office flop, it was time for The Dark Knight to be rebooted and reinterpreted. And while Batman Begins focused on Bruce Wayne's journey to becoming Batman, it's no secret that it was the installment with the Joker that defined Nolan's trilogy. And the years of building mythology and tension between these two characters paid off when Christopher Nolan and Heath Ledger brilliantly characterized this version of the Joker, not by motives of monetary gain or power, but simply wanting to watch the world burn. He's given no origin, no backstory. He simply is. He encapsulates everything that makes Batman truly powerless. See, Batman's strengths come from his ability to intimidate and to predict and control situations. And yet Joker is unintimidated. Joker thrives upon chaos, and he delights in throwing Batman into the middle of impossible choices. And that is what makes Joker Batman's greatest nemesis. Not muscle, not intellect, not powers, but Joker's ability to successfully nullify Batman's strengths and ultimately put him in positions to make choices that will reveal his true character. It's how he struggles and overcomes these trials that makes Batman's conflict with the Joker fascinating.